Most amateurs curve the ball too much and too often, and yet not enough of them can read ball flight and use it to diagnose their swing errors. The curve on a golf ball always comes from the face-to-path relationship, assuming center strike and no wind. Please don't think your ball slices or hooks by happenstance. Club path and face angles, their rules never lie. 9 rules of face-to-path. There are 9 shot shapes generated by different club head paths and delivery of different club face angles. Pull slice. Club face is left of target, open to swing path. Straight slice. Club face is square of the target, open to the swing path. Push slice. Club face is right of target, open to swing path. Pull draw. Club face is left of target, closed to swing path. Straight draw. Club face is square of target, closed to swing path. Push draw. Club face is right of target, closed to swing path. Straight. Club face is square of target, square to swing path. Push straight. Club face is right of target, square to swing path. Straight draw. Club face is square of target, closed to swing path. Straight slice. Club face is square of target, open to swing path. Path of the club head is the source of side spin, and the face angle is the source of aim, and together they determine ball flight. The bigger the difference between the face and the path, the more the ball will curve. For instance, take a 7-iron. The face angle represents about 81% of the influence on the flight of the ball. The other 19% is path. So getting the face of the club square at impact is a much higher priority than perfecting path. On a longer club like a driver, the influence of club face angle is even greater. In a perfect world, we would love to have a straight path, straight club face, and center strikes every time. Although some players would argue a little intentional curve is best practice. And the reason they say that is that curved shots aren't bad if you know they're always going to happen, and it gives you a bigger margin of error. They take one side of the course out of play, as your shot will always turn away from it. So in the final analysis, curved shots can be very accurate ones. And for right-handers, shots that go either severely right from a fade to a big curving slice, as well as severely left from a slight draw to a swooping hook. Ball spin is important. I like to think of ball striking as an art, because things like generating spin are super important for both flight and bounce and then roll. Spin allows you to be creative. Think about Seve Ballesteros and Colin Morikawa. A lot of ball spin is influenced by the type of ball you grew up with. Players that have played for a long time with balata balls when they were younger, and they usually want to take more spin off of it, especially in the wind to avoid the ballooning of shots. Younger players, on the other hand, are used to harder balls that spin less, so they're trying to add spin. Picking the right ball is super important, as they're hard ones that fly further and soft ones that give you more feel around the green. Please watch our video on club fitting for options on the type of ball that's best for you. Creativity is learned best through observation. When you're around a good player, watch him or her. Learn how they're maneuvering the ball. Ball striking is like any other art form, and it's best learned through observation. And then you need to translate it into what fits your tendencies and personality. If you develop it yourself through observation and experimentation, it'll stay with you forever. Remember though, that golf is a game of misses. There are very few holeouts from the fairway and even fewer from the tee. Minimizing and managing misses are what makes a player great and what generates winners. Visualize shot shapes. Visualization is also important in seeing shots fly and reacting once they are on the ground, both in practice and on the course. I see too many players working on mechanics, not only on the range, but also on the golf course. There needs to be more visualization of the shot shape about to be played. 4 performance rules on shot shaping. From my standpoint, there are only 4 performance rules on shot shaping. First is that you need to be aware of everything happening around you. The yardage, the wind, moisture in the ground, trouble around the greens. And if you're competing and like to know where you stand, than the score of your playing partners. It doesn't hurt to be a deep thinker in golf. You may or may not use all of this information, but most of it will be helpful for your decision making and keep your mind engaged throughout the round. And the big key is translating all the on-course information into a feel that your body understands and can execute. Second is that you'll draw a lot further than a fade. The reason is that the club is releasing and closing more through impact with a draw, so the ball will go a bit further. I almost always club down when hitting a draw and club up when hitting a fade. But remember, the one miss you don't want is a pull, because the club face closes down, and as a result, the ball can go 10 to 30 yards further. So you'll not just be off your target line, but you'll also be way over the green. Third, the flagstick should be your target only on very rare instances when it's accessible with no trouble nearby and the green surface around it is flat. For instance, if there's a pond or deep bunker to the right of the green, I always pick a spot 10 to 30 feet left of it, and then I make an aggressive swing to my spot. If there's no trouble around the green and slope on the green, then I'll actually play putting break with my approach shot. For example, if there's a slope going left, I'll pick a spot and aim, say, 5 feet right of the pin. I heard Tiger say that he's played entire rounds without aiming at the flagstick. And that's because he's factoring in trouble around the green as well as slope on the green. Fourth, the science of club path and face angle is key. Please watch the club path and club face videos of Harrison Shee and familiarize yourself with the 9-shot graphics in this video. You're never in between clubs. I always chuckle at playing partners who say they're in between clubs. There should never be such a quandary. You should have 3/4 shots for each club so you don't fall into a gap. Identify where you want to go. If your goal is to be a scratch player or tournament winner, you'll need to hit shots on the course and weather conditions call for, even if it's out of your comfort zone. Better players must learn to shape shots and then deploy them on the golf course. However, if you're a beginning or intermediate player, I suggest you hit the shot you're most comfortable executing, not the one you think the pros would hit on TV. If a beginner or intermediate player is forced to hit a shot they don't feel good about, they'll almost always fail. For example, if a low fade is your go-to pattern, use it on the course, even when conditions may not call for it, like if the pin is on the left side of the green. But remember, if you're going to advance to expert or tour pro level, it's necessary to learn shot shaping. Let us know if we can help.